Hello, welcome back to Leeds TV. Rams the South Stand, Conor here, and we are back with a brand new video, a brand new Friday night football. A little bit different. We're back in the UK, back in Yorkshire. We've got a decent little setup here. Got the scarves, got me at the Yorkshire Post here. Yeah, being an absolute knob when I was about 13. We've got some nice little graffiti art matched on together here, which my girlfriend got me for my birthday. Scarves are on tap. They're everywhere. I've got 3 here. So, give me a like on the video if you think that the setup's decent. Try my hardest for you. I think it's better than Joe's. Leave a comment in the section below which setup you actually like better. Don't be biased to Joe, because I know a lot of you are. But anyway, before we get on to reading out your comments, I would like to shout out our sponsor, www.theterracestore.com, who have kindly sponsored all Leeds TV and our videos. When you're buying something on the website, you can buy beer mats, mugs, t-shirts, jumpers, anything you want for the Christmas period. You'll be able to get 10% off if you type in All Leeds TV in the discount code section, so make sure you get on that. I've got a few things off there ready for Christmas. You've got some fantastic bits and bats on there. You've seen Joe's Boa mug, Gary's Speed mug, a lot of things for the dads on there, so make sure you have a look at that. After this video, the link will be in the description below, and let's get on with the video. So guys, for this video, what I want to do is I'm not going to read out 15-20 comments. I'm just going to select a fair few from Joe's video and Oscar's video of their previews, and I'm going to read them out. So make sure in the next Monday Night Football you get your comments in, get them in on Joe's video obviously, and I'll select a few to pick out on the Friday Night Football. We will then be getting into the Sheffield United preview a little bit later on, and we've got a little special appearance from the TravellingBlade, who's kindly sent us one of his previews. That will be, his channel will be in the link in the description below. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let's get on with the video. First comment I've decided to pick out is from Nat Game Life. To be honest, I don't want Pontus starting. Why change a winning team? We've had clean sheets in our last 2 matches. When Pontus last played, we conceded 4 goals, mate. Now, I picked this one out because I know that, I think it might have been Joe who commented back, or someone else on our channel, caused a little bit of controversy actually. It's got 2 likes as well, so there's maybe some people agree with it. I mean, I certainly disagree with it. I think it's fundamental what Pontus brings to this team. I think he's got a calm head. I think he drives into the midfield. You can't compare, for me, the Bristol City game with Apo Harmin and Reading game with Calvin Phillips in, just because we got 2 clean sheets. Pontus is the rock in that midfield. He's a very good footballer, and we've seen him develop throughout the season in this Bielsa system. He's able to carry the ball from the final third into the middle. He's one of our, for me, he's the best centre-half we have, just point blank anyway, but he's also the best centre-half at starting play. He wasn't at the start of the season because he wasn't confident on the ball. He's used to heading it out and just lumping it, but now he's able to get the ball. He's a good footballer. He plays international level. He's very, very good. He can bring the ball out and he can link play between defence and attack really well. So I wouldn't agree with that at all, but I can understand where you're coming from. We've not conceded in the past 2 games. Which is positive, isn't it? But they've not exactly had the best attacking outlets for me. I mean, when you've got Will Huffer in the team and Apo Harm, no disservice to those 2. I thought they did a brilliant job. But against the Bristol City side who didn't really test us, I don't think you can use that as justification for not starting Pontus. Moving on to the next comment, we have Andrew Conor. A point would round off a good week, a win, and that would be Christmas early. Well, and I mean, Andrew, thank you for your comment, mate. And you're 100% right. I mean, imagine if we were able to go to Sheffield United, break a bit of a hoodoo. I mean, even when we had the likes of Snoddy and Bradley Johnson, I mean, I think the last time we beat them was 2010, but at Bramall Lane, the record is horrendous. I'll have to look at the stats on what the last time we won at Bramall Lane, but I know in general the last time Leeds beat them was 2010. If you know when we last beat them at Bramall Lane, leave it in the comment section below. But even when Warnock was in charge of Sheffield United, we had a torrid record there. We were awful, but what a fantastic week it would be. And imagine if we went there and got a clean sheet as well. But we have to be realistic. They're a very good side, a very, very good side. I didn't think they would improve from last season, but they actually have managed to improve. You know, the likes of Ollie Norwood coming in, McGoldrick, they've just sort of given them a really nice balance, and they've enabled people like Duffy to be able to advance in the final third without worrying about tracking back. They've also got a nice little partnership in the middle with John Fleck and Ollie Norwood, who I really like. John Fleck, he's a really good player, lovely left foot. but they've got a really nice balance to that side now, and it's a very dangerous side. I mean, they've always utilised the three at the back, so they're very good with the wing backs. I think the wing backs have got 6 assists so far between them this season, which is a good tally, and they're always very dangerous going forward. The last 2 times Leeds have played them, we've conceded goals within the first 3 minutes both times, so we need to stamp that out. And for Leeds to win this game, in my opinion, Leeds have to score first. If we don't score first, I think it could be a long afternoon for us. But thanks for your comment on Andrew. Moving on to your next one, Josh Baker. Thanks for your comment, mate. Personally, I don't think Clark should start, as he looked knackered after a half against Reading, but definitely a threat and a quality young player that could be an impact stud. If he starts Alioski, something is wrong. Yeah, 100%, Josh. I understand what you mean about the whole Clark thing, but Clark did have an under-23s game before his game for Leeds when he came on at half-time. So, you know, you've got to take that into consideration. He would have been knackered, fatigued from that, but will I start Clark? 100%. He's done enough now. He's had enough experience in that squad. 45 minutes. And to be honest, for a 17-year-old who's just turned 18, I thought he had a really, really solid 45. Few decisions he could have, he could have made better. But when Milner first started, Lennon, I remember everyone used to be saying the exact same things. So you've got to cut him a little bit of slack. You start him in this squad, and you're going to have teams like Sheffield United who've set up for an Alioski, set up for a Harrison, and you bring Clark on, or you start Clark, and they've got a whole new dimension to look at. Alioski can't start. He cannot start, and I'm going to call him out on this. That dive was absolutely disgusting. He's done it before. Sunderland, I remember, in his first season, he had an absolute embarrassing dive, and to be honest, he deserves to be subbed for that reason, in my opinion. I'm very strong on that. Doesn't represent Leeds, doesn't represent the shirt, doesn't represent us fans who go down in droves to watch him. And it was embarrassment, to be honest, and he's done it a couple of times now. Not scapegoating him, but for me, I'm the type of person who, if he's playing shy and acting shy, he deserves to be pulled out of the squad. But he's not good enough anyway. His past 2 games have been pretty poor, and he's been against poor teams as well. Not direct, won't go at players, and what he does as well, Alioski, because he always comes inside to Douglas, always comes inside to Forshaw, always comes inside to Phillips, what he does is, instead of hitting the wings, which is what we need to do against the Sheffield United side who play 3 at the back, instead of hugging the touchline and directly attacking the wings, what he does is he cuts inside every single time, which narrows the player. It means Leeds have to play through the middle. And it's what happened last season against Sheffield United. De Bock and Alioski would always come through the middle, Leeds would be narrow, and we would have to play through the middle, and they would always beat us on that front because Leeds only have one plan. You've got plan A and a plan B. You can play through the middle with the squad depth, you can play through the middle with Saiz, Hernandez and Cleek, but you've also got to be able to play out wide. And to be honest, I think it's frustrating for Douglas because, I mean, you look at the delivery. I mean, for example, they put in for Roof's header. I mean, against I think it was Bristol City actually. I think it was either Bristol City or Reading. Wonderful ball in, and set pieces, wonderful. And he just, Douglas, even as a left back, offers so much more than Alioski as a winger. I mean, even for the goal where Dallas finished it off, Douglas was so direct. And you never, where was Alioski in that? I understand that Alioski might have been holding back, but where was he in that instance? You know, it's just he doesn't get forward enough, and it's obvious what he's going to do. And then he gets frustrated and gets booked, and then starts mouthing off. So it's a long response, mate. But in answer to your question, I would not start Alioski, and I think this is the time Clark can come in now. You start giving him a run of games. You don't want to burn him out, of course we don't. I think we're all mindful of that. But with the likes of Izzy Brown coming back, you can alternate that sort of 4 with Saiz, Hernandez. You know, we can alternate that all. So, I mean, there's instances, isn't there, where Saiz has been able to play on the wing. You could play a clustered 3 in behind Roof. It will work. We don't have to just accommodate the team for Alioski. I understand he works hard. I completely get that. But I don't think you should be merited to start in a Leeds United side who are going for promotion just because you work hard. I don't think that's enough, to be honest. So that's my response to that, mate. Move on to the next question. We have Derek Burgess. Clark looks a real talent. He looks composed on the ball for a young lad. Alioski is limited, as I've said. He's a worker but commits fouls, he's offside and looks lost a lot. His dive about sums him up. I'm optimistic about the club, and the manager is a real coup for us, but I can't see us winning a lot of matches as we simply are not scoring enough goals. We need 2 or more goals each match. I'm hoping we go up. We will lose this Saturday 3-1, sorry to say. Now, a lot of people will see this and they'll think negative, negative, negative. how I see this is that's a comment where, you know, he's sort of looking at the broader scope of things really, and I can understand where he's coming from. I don't think that Leeds we're sort of screwed. I don't think we're in trouble. I think with the likes of Brown and Bamford coming back, I do think they'll give us that different dimension. I do think it's going to be difficult to see when they're going to be match fit. I mean, we've not seen Izzy Brown featuring that much. I don't know why, I don't know what's going on there. But he had the 45 minutes, but we've not seen much since. Activity on social media or anything like that, so I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe he's in the wings to start, or sorry, be on the bench, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Alioski, as I've just alluded to, he's just sort of reiterated my point really, so I don't need to go over that. But the likes of Sheffield United, they're a very, very good team, and Sheffield United for me, they don't have the quality, but they have a solidified team identity. They have a philosophy, they know how to play. They've played under Wilder for a long time. They've got the same spine of the team, and they've added to that. And you know, they're a very good team in this league. Going away to Brentford and winning 3-2, it's not a that'd be an incredible win, wouldn't it? And Brentford are not, they're not in the best vein of form at the minute, but it's a very, very good win. So yeah, for me, if we can get a draw there, it's a fantastic result. I am a little bit pessimistic about this one in particular. You know, I said on the group chat that we'll win Bristol City and Reading, but I don't think we'll get anything from this game. I'm hoping for a draw. It's just going to be Leeds. It doesn't bode well for us because they have a track record of scoring first against Leeds and scoring first against a lot of teams. They come out the block very quickly to Sheffield United, attacking down the flanks. They get it to Sharp, they get it to Leon Clark, they'll get it to McGoldrick as quick as they can, and you like the likes of Duffy, Norwood feed off them. So if Leeds can counteract that, we can get the Bramall Lane crowd down, because they give them a real lift, and Leeds can hit them on the counter-attack, that Leeds can get control of the game, we can score first, ultimately, then it could be a different game. But statistics wise, even for us this season, I just can't see us scoring first. But Leeds, if we can score first, then that'll be a different game. Let's have a look at your other comments. Philip Millen, thanks for commenting, Philip, always on the channel. Let's hope Leeds can survive the first 2 minutes unlike last season. Sheffield United, a streetwise championship side, as I said, who will know how to stop us. We just need to play our game and nullify their front two, and we should be okay. Could we see 3 at the back? We could, Philip, and the reason we could see 3 at the back is because we know when Bielsa targets an opposition team and they play 2 up front, Leeds normally play 3 at the back. So that could be something we see if they start the likes of Sharp and McGoldrick, or maybe McGoldrick and Clark, which they did against Sheffield United. But they do have those options, and that's the better thing. That's the better thing. That's what they're able to do. They're able to like switch it up a little bit as well. I know Mark Duffy started up front for them before as well. I know he's sort of played in behind McGoldrick whilst they've started 1 up front. So there's a lot of different options in that squad, and that's where you start Saiz for me, for Leeds. You've got to start Saiz because we need that creative spark. The reason we're bringing him on every single game is because we don't have any creative spark, and he has to start in this game for me, and I think that could be the difference. That could be Leeds' sort of plan B to sort of playing Bielsa ball and not sort of getting any end product at the minute. I think the game's out have done him really well as well. SJ Wilson, 3 points are vital, but it's going to be tough away to a team that has had the best of us in the past. While it ain't going to be easy, I'd settle for a draw and take the 3 at the home match. Yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it, mate. I think taking the 3 at home, 3 points at home is always sort of what you look for, isn't it? You sort of look for your home form. Any point away from home is a good point for me, 100%. Even if you're going for a promotion, you sort of maybe beat the worst teams in the division, the bottom half. We'll get the 3 points away from home there, but the top teams, if you can plug away and get just a point against those lot away from home, it's a very good return. We've already got 3 against Derby, already got 3 against Norwich, so you know, the likes of getting points against Sheffield United, Borough, that's going to notch up very well towards the end of the season. Great video, Joe. Would love it if we could get out of this one with the 3 points. As you say, a point would be a good result, as this is an extremely tough test. If we get the result, the happiness will overwhelm the pain. By the way, wish you and your family all the best for Christmas from Sligo Island. Huge fan of the channel, all Leeds TV. Thank you, Anthony, mate. That means a hell of a lot to us. We love having comments like that. If you're watching from somewhere in the world and you want to stick it in the description, we will shout you out. The whole aim of this channel is for you, it's for me, it's for Joe, it's for Oscar, it's for all of us. Because we're fans, you're fans, you know, we just like sitting in front of a camera and talking about it, so you guys can look at it, You can support it, you can agree, you can disagree, and that's the beauty of having this YouTube channel. So thank you so much, Anthony. One more on Joe's video. Going out on a total limb here, this is Gary Keith. 4-4. Pablo and Kimar 2 goals each. Unfortunately, a Billy Sharp hat-trick. Crazy 8. I hope we win though. I think Pontus, Clark, Saïs should start for this one. Great bit as always, marching on together. Yeah, I'd agree with that, mate. Nothing more to add there. I think the 4-4s are a little bit unlikely, but we saw the Forest game, didn't we? Forest Villa, where that ended up 5-5. And there's goals in the Leeds side. There's a hell of a lot of goals in that Sheffield United side as well. So you never know, it could be something like that. It's going to be a bit of a strain on the heartstrings though, isn't it? Anyway, moving on to Oscar's video. Bensko1237. I just feel sorry for Alioski. He works 100% most games, but nothing he does seems to work. And that sums it up, doesn't it, Ben? That sums it up, that comment. Unfortunately, he's a hard worker, but I'm a hard worker. And you're a hard worker. Every Leeds fan would work hard for that team. You put your 100% effort in every single game. We've not seen that from maybe the likes of Saïs before, you know, and we've seen Roof maybe last season. So the fact that Alioski does that every single game is brilliant, but it's not enough. It's not enough for a promotion-winning team. And if we're not going out to look for a left winger or a winger, unless we're bringing Ibai Gomez in January, if we're not looking for that, we're going to have to stick with what we've got at the minute. It has to be someone who's direct. It has to be someone who's going to cause a left back or a right back some troubles throughout the game. And I do not feel Alioski does that enough. I don't feel as a left back and a right back, sorry, well, mainly obviously if you're a right back, you're going to have that much problems marking Alioski. I mean, Lloyd Kelly for Bristol City, I mean, I thought he looked brilliant. I don't know if that's because Alioski didn't really go at him or because he's actually a decent player. But yeah. Brenda's blog, nice one, Oscar. I do feel we need someone more stable than Dallas at right back. Put Shackleton in for me. Yeah, and I guess this just boils down to the whole depth thing, doesn't it? I mean, this is why we need to invest in January for me. You've got the likes of Borough, who are bringing off the bench, you know, Jordan Hugill and just players of that ilk. I'm not saying he's a world beater because he's not, but he's obviously a high class player in this league. You've got Swansea, you know, I saw the other day they were bringing off the bench the likes of Leroy Fer. And it's just and then Stoke, you know, bringing on Bojan, but you know they've got millions of pounds in parachute payments, haven't they, these sides? So you know Leeds can't compete with them on that level. But what we can compete with is we can make shrewd moves in January. It can be a couple of loanees, it can be a signing that no one's sort of looked into. You know, I remember when we were after Ollie Norwood. Apparently there was interest in Ollie Norwood from Leeds. That would have been a brilliant signing. But obviously we're looking at Harvey Barnes. So these things can happen even though we don't have a lot of money. But the depth and quality in that squad needs to drastically improve for me. And I think that is the issue, and that's why, you know, when you're looking at putting Shackleton at right back, that can't be a thing for the season. You know, he's only a kid. We're bringing on the likes of Shackleton, we're bringing on the likes of Clark, and for me, it's got to be experienced vets in this league, and that's the thing which puts Dallas there for me. The only thing is, whoever you put right back, Sheffield United, and I think Chris Wilder is very shrewd, and I think he will do this. I think he's looked at Leeds and he will target Dallas. I think he would target Shackleton as well. I think that is going to be the main target for Sheffield United. I think they're going to play on that right hand side. I think they're going to overload it. I wouldn't be surprised to see McGoldrick slipping out to that left hand side for Sheffield United and targeting Dallas with Mark Duffy heading down that side as well. I think they're really going to target that side because he knows exactly what he's doing, Chris Wilder. I remember last season when he was targeting De Bock. You had a lot of their attacks going down that side and it worked for them ultimately. So yeah, it's going to be a real task, but you know, we don't really have many other options, do we? And that's what you talk about with squad depth. But yeah, anyway guys, that's all I'm gonna read out. Thank you so much for your comments. They do mean a lot, and you guys speak a hell of a lot of sense, and you make me and Oscar and Joe really think about stuff, to be honest. I sometimes sit here and think, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that, and it really makes you think and prompts you to say things in your video. What I've got for you now, we've got the TravellingBlade, who's done a really nice little segment for us. So I'm going to pass you on to him now. He's a Sheffield United fan, so have a look, have a watch, and tell him what you think.
You're right, guys. TravellingBlade here. Now, Leeds versus Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. First things first, should be a great fixture, should be a cracking atmosphere. Leeds, no doubt you'll sold your away allocation out, as you always do at the Lane. I'm pretty sure we've almost sold Bramall Lane out, so like last season, should be a great atmosphere and hopefully a good game too. I am nervous going into it because Leeds do come into the game in better form, having won I think 4 out of your last 6, whereas we've only won 2 out of our last 6. And also Leeds are higher up, Leeds are second in the table, and you've played some really good football this season. We have too, but we have gone off the boil in the last couple of games. Although Leeds are coming into it in relatively good form, I have got a friend who's a Leeds fan, and he said that I think over the last couple of games, I think before the West Brom game, Leeds had gone off the boil a little bit and weren't playing as good as they should have been, and weren't playing as well as they were at the start. And the West Brom game was the first time that Leeds got caught out. So I'm not too sure what to expect from Leeds. I'm not sure whether to expect the Leeds side that we saw at the start of the season back in August and September, or the Leeds side that, you know, that got caught out at West Brom, that apparently weren't as good for the few games before that and only got caught out there. With us, yet again, I don't know what to expect. We had an absolute shocker against Rotherham, drew 2-2, should have lost to Rotherham, I know. And then we beat Brentford. However, we are leaking a few goals at the back. We seem to, I don't think it's because we've got bad defenders or a bad goalkeeper. We just seem to sit back too much. I'm sure if Leeds press us, we could get caught out. I'm going to go match prediction, 2-2. I'll take a draw at this point. I'll take a draw.
But Leeds go into this game probably as underdogs actually. Sheffield United going into it with a good vein of form, very quick off the block so far this season. It seems to be getting the goal first in most of their games. Leeds seem to be conceding first in most of the games aside from the last two. But what can we expect? Pontus is back. Dallas at right back. Is Saiz going to play? I think Saiz has got to play. Will Clark play? He has to play for me. Will it happen? I don't think it will. And I can understand why Bielsa would start Alioski because he's industrious and we need that work rate for this game. But are we going to hurt Sheffield United? Are we going to be able to penetrate on the wings? We know Hernandez isn't the quickest, but he's such a silky player, but he doesn't give you that explosive play and direct nature that Clark does. It's raw. It's something that we need. It's something that we've had in the past when we've brought kids through. And I think you've got to start. I don't understand why you wouldn't. And if it's not working, then you bring either an Alioski or a Harrison on at half time and you change it up. But I'd start Clark. We have to get them from the off. We have to get at them from minute one, and we do that, and we're going to give ourselves a chance. We're lackadaisical. We don't get control of the game. We don't start quickly. They're going to burn us out. It's going to be a very similar game to West Brom for me, and I think that's got to be the blueprint. So we've got to look at that. Where we're going to improve. How we're going to let this not happen. You know, you've got the likes of Mark Duffy, who's quite similar to Harvey Barnes, very direct, very silky, caused us so many problems last season, did Duffy. And then they've got likes of Sharp, who always scores against us, McGoldrick, who's got a very good record against us, Leon Clark. There's a load of different dimensions to this Sheffield United squad. They've got plan A, B, C and D. So we need to really sort of, I hope Leeds have done the homework. I hope we start quickly, and I think that's going to be the difference. If Leeds start quickly and we score first, I think it's going to deflate Sheffield United, and I think there's going to be a real difference in how they approach the game. I think that could unease the crowd as well, might flummox Chris Wilder. If Leeds can score first, then get control of the game, keep possession. But what you're going to see is you're going to see Sheffield United pressing from the off, because they do it in every game anyway. The high press is what they do, and are Leeds going to be comfortable on the ball? Is Stuart Dallas going to be able to cope with that sort of West Brom style of pressure on him? Or is it going to be the hoof ball, Leeds going to lose possession, and it's going to be sort of a trial and error game of Leeds just hoofing the ball up? I really hope not. I hope we stick to our plan, and I hope it doesn't go out the window, and I hope we're able to critically affect them on the attack. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below anyway. It's been a pleasure hosting this show, sorry. I enjoy doing it every Friday.